fortunately, we have Gladys McKenzie here to speak. Gladys is a clerical worker who organized her and now our workplace, and a union activist and leader for 40 years. Please welcome one of the original organizers of Local 3800, Gladys McKenzie.
You guys look amazing. I didn't expect my heart to be pounding quite so hard when I got up here. Congratulations, everyone. I want and need to begin with a toast to 5 union sisters whose deaths have caused us heartache and whose lives made us stronger. Judy Burton, Marianne Beneke, I didn't expect that either. Jerry Holt, Mavis Madden, and Artis Thompson from Crookston, who I just learned about today, although she passed away a couple of years ago. All of these women worked tirelessly to build the union. They were all tenacious, had huge heart, and a great sense of humor. Their individual stories deserve and would require an entire evening. Please raise your glass and your voice and help me say their names out loud one more time. If you'd repeat after me. Judy Burton.
Judy Burton.
Marianne Beneke.
Marianne Beneke.
Jerry Holt.
Jerry Holt.
Mavis Madden.
Mavis Madden.
Artis Thompson.
Artis Thompson.
Rest in power, sisters.
Rest in power, sisters.
So out of the blue, about 2 months ago, my 9-year-old grandson said to me, "Grandma, what have been your greatest accomplishments?" I mean, imagine that. It was kind of like having a Hallmark moment that I didn't expect. I said, "Your mom and your uncle, because they're really great people," and he laughed and said, "You know your son has a dirty mouth." I then gave him the 30-second version of organizing a union at my workplace. And he says, "I've never been to the university." So we went a couple of weeks ago. And he came away saying he didn't expect it to be so big. Yeah. Well, frankly, neither did I. I came away with a flood of memories. For a few of us here, those memories go back 35 years. Are there any of the original Q members here tonight? Please raise your hand. Be recognized. Paula Moyer, who Elliot spoke of in his letter, had already founded Q when I came to work at the U. And it was Paula Moyer who first said, "We need to form a union." We were young women. We were influenced by the anti-war movement, by the civil rights movement, by the women's movement. We were really young. In 1982, we began to organize our union with AFSCME. In that first union effort, we were successful whenever we built community, whenever we brought workers face to face, and we really blew it whenever we presented the union as a third party, or pushed signing up through anonymous and impersonal tactics, or told our coworkers, "This is what the union will do for you." In 1989, I was asked by AFSCME to lead a union effort among 8,000 University of Civil Service workers. I wanted this really badly. I mean, I could taste it. It was unfinished business for me. And I was nervous as hell because I had 2 conditions for taking on the task. One was to have an office at the university, and the other was that we would literally talk to every single worker that we were wanting to be part of the union. And amazingly, they said yes, and immediately they said yes to that. So we had our office at the Dinky Tome, and we started out. There are many ways the story of AFSCME Local 3800 stands out as a model across the country. Near the top of the list for me is the fact that technical and professional workers agreed to begin building their union by helping 3,200 clerical co-workers organize first. Barb Bazat, Jody Ebert, Jim Ofterhar, Ellen Hansen, Shanaz Coyer, Jan Goodnow, John Curley. If you're here, please raise your hand. These are just a few who deserve recognition and thanks. Our organizing team was a combo of Minnesotans, mostly from the U, and members of the Harvard Union of Clerical and Technical Workers who came to Minnesota to help after negotiating their very first contract. Judy Carlson, Laurel Code, Sue Donarski, Kim Layden, Linda Littlefield, who was Linda Spiegel at the time. And here is Paula Moyer. Come up here, Paula.
We'll be talking about you later.
Oh, okay. Lori Peterson and me. We had been through organizing efforts that focused on collecting cards, on flyers and mailings, pens and cups and promises, and we rejected all of it. We set out to talk to every worker, to break down the isolation between offices, buildings, and campuses. We didn't push cards on people. We said that signing should represent a commitment to the union. We saw the election as an important day in the life of the union, but never as our strategic goal. We had and built lists of every building and department. By the time of the election, we were correcting the university's lists. Still are, right? We systematically found people and involved coworkers in setting up break meetings and small lunchtime meetings. The only flyers we used were meeting reminders that were meant for hand delivery. Any statements produced were probably 95% signed by workers. Nothing was anonymous or presented as coming from the outside. The successful organizing at Yale University, at Harvard, and our organizing at the U of M became known as person-to-person organizing. We believed that in order to build strength, every worker needed and deserved to be tied to the union through a workplace organizer activist. Every successful union action, campaign, or round of negotiations that I've been involved in has been based on the strength that comes from building union relationships in the workplace. Nothing, in my opinion, can replace this. When this is what defines you and is what your structure is, you have democracy, and you know in a heartbeat everything you need to know. You can even win a union election when you don't expect to. Local 3800's history has been about replacing apathy with optimism about the ability of workers to make change together. I end here with a recollection from Elizabeth Santo, who was one of the members of the Harvard Union that came out to work with us in the days before our election. She wrote, "Hi Gladys, I'm sorry not to be able to make it and can't believe it's been 25 years. The recollection burned in my memory is of crashing the hard drive of the Mac with the data on it, say, 2 weeks before the election." Not the highlight of my career. And she advised, "I can't imagine trying to tell the story in 3 minutes. You could use the traditional summary of all Jewish holidays. They tried to kill us, they failed, let's eat." Congratulations, AFSCME Local 3800, 3200, mostly women, made history. They and you own my heart.